Good morning. This is Gary Leo Crizo with Midnight Forge Studios and Medieval Knights. This is for February showcase, and I am here with
Andrew Ogle.
Thomas Stone.
very well. So we've got a little bit to show you guys today. Firstly, let's go over the UI changes there, Andy.
All right. So we have done a total revamp. Yeah, so you can open up the inventory and the crafting windows for me. You see, we went through everything. We've got reorganized equipment, layout. And so this button, for example, these textures on the button and on the borders are all actually built by me going into Photoshop and actually grabbing these. The assets themselves are actually just flat white lines and dots. That's all the assets were, and then I took them in myself and I customized them, put a background behind them, stuff like that. Obviously, there's still little things that I have to straighten out. As you can see, crafting is a different color from inventory. This is conducive. I don't like that, but I'm working on more intensive things right now. Again, like this crafting button. Do we have enough? Can you hit a craft? Can you give me a little craft on something from the crafting inventory here? Yeah, just a stone pickaxe or something of that nature, or a stone sword. So a lot of this is still similar, but let me just tell you, this crafting button was a whole gig. I had to build this guy from ground up again, and you can see it's got a really nice, pretty feel to it. A lot of work alone into that button. And then there is a nice little new effect. If you want to pop back to the main screen and then equip your weapon, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm eating up.
So you'll see these. Yeah, you can. All right, so you'll see he's got a sword in his right hand right now. And you'll notice that these skills have turned red. Yes, the bar is a little bit off. I'm the whole UI guy, or UI department guy, so you gotta give me a little bit of leeway here, but I gotta scoot those down. Basically, the concept here is he doesn't have any skills assigned, and so the UI is going to notify him, hey, you don't have any skills assigned. Later on, as we develop the skill system, when he assigns something there, obviously the icon for his skill will populate and the red will go away. So it's just a nice little notifier for the players that, hey, you got a weapon on, but you only have access to basic skills. So we've got all of this, and then a nice, fun little, yeah. So what you can do if you want, Leo, you can assign a couple of great sword skills, craft a great sword, and then put the great sword on, and then put one in the right hand. Yep, and as you can see, we also have new left and rights, so they're a lot easier for the player to see and actually kind of get a feel for what's going on instead of having to navigate these tiny little bitty things. Look at that! It did populate the skill when you adjusted it. Cool. But, so, obviously there's some kinks to still work out here because the skill system is up and coming. So, yeah, we're going to have skills really soon. And then the next part, my portion, was everything on the front end of a radio wheel for building. Once we get to that portion of it, I'll chime back in and kind of break down how I built the radio wheel. That was a tandem build between Leo and myself with his building system and then my UI. So I'll get back to that here in a minute, but I'll pass it back over to you for now, Leo.
So you can see you've seen some of the weather stuff in the background. It's about to become nighttime now, so we have a fully day and night cycle. But our weather specialist, Thomas, over here is the one that has worked on this. Thomas, you want to tell us some of the nuances of the weather system?
Yeah, so we basically we kind of scrapped what I was custom building, and we all came together and agreed on a asset, which I believe is called Ultimate Sky. I may be wrong.
Ultra dynamic.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Ultra dynamic
Ultra
Sky.
Dynamic.
So we agreed on getting this. So I spent most of the couple weeks that I have been working on it. I've been getting the materials to be able to change whenever the weather changes. I've also got the day and night cycle, as you can see, switching. And as you can see now, the weather's changing to rain, which this actually might be the thunderstorm one.
Ooh, it is.
But as for right now, the weather system is fully cycling, and from what we want to do in the future is actually make it to where when you go into a different region, it has a different weather system in itself. So that'll be what we'll be working on. And secondly, I haven't worked on the footsteps yet, but that will be something implemented. So when you're walking, instead of hearing that footsteps, you'll actually be hearing the squashing of water or movement in snow. But other than that, that's pretty much what we have so far. And the materials, as you can see, the ground, you can actually see it's actually getting wet. And whenever it starts to snow, you'll start to see the snow accumulate over time.
Yeah, and we can watch as it'll actually start to dry up, right? Like this will actually, the puddles and stuff will dry up, and then whenever it snows, it'll disappear.
Yeah. So as long as it's in a clear sky and it's clear weather, it should start to disappear or dissipate over time.
So now it's just a light snow, right? This is the like barely snow.
With it cycling, I think it's going straight down the list. So if it's going straight down the list, then it should be light snow right now.
And then from light snow.
But it is set to random.
Okay. Let's check out some of these sound effects. So Wrights, who is not here with us, has been working on the sound effects for the game. He has gotten a lot of the sword swings working now, and then as well as, let's see if I can make a pickaxe. Do I have enough? I do. Lovely. Alright, pickaxe. Alright, so I've got a pickaxe now. And you can actually hear it beat into the stone now. And of course, once I hit it enough, there it goes.
And now it snows.
And now it snows.
I believe this is the heavy snow.
I like the heavy snow the best because it actually accumulates pretty well on the ground. And there's rain. That's a heavy downpour right there. Some oranges. And now we get sunny. The sun is out. It's so funny that the rocks and stuff are still wet until they actually dry up, though. Alright, so now we're going to go into the building system and show what's changed there. So right now, you'll see that I have no preview because it is not there. However, if I hit tab, I have this nice new radio wheel. And this radio wheel is what me and Andy have been working on for the building system. And you have foundations, walls, roofs, doors, workbenches, stairs, and then this is your replaceables, and then you're able to clear. So if I have a foundation here, I have a back. So whenever you click into foundation, it shows the whatever foundations you have access to. Right now, the stairs work as a foundation just because of how I have it coded. But there's foundation, and then if I want to go back, I can go back to this one, or I can clear it to where there's no preview. But right now, I'm going to do a foundation. I'll place it down. There's the thunderstorm. And you can see this, right now it's instant build, so don't worry about this. The colors are a little bit wonky right now. But now I have this foundation, so let's go and let's place a workbench. Right now we have two workbenches that are in the game.
Will you pop that open for me?
Yeah.
You keep popping over to it, and I just want to kind of explain it real quick. So one of the things that I learned during this last 2 weeks is functional meshes. If any of you guys know use functional meshes, they're awesome to use. So basically, the whole radio wheel outside of the images is a mesh. So every time Leo moves around, it calculates where his mouse is, and then recalculates where the selected location is on that mesh, and redoes the mesh instantly. You can see when he clicks on a button, it'll put the little red marker there with it. That's also just kind of another one that's selected. So again, it recalculates there and actually runs through that to change the mesh. So every time he clicks, it dynamically changes that mesh to the new one.
Alright, so I'm going to build these up real quick, just because it's going to be nighttime here soon, and I think we're going to need some light. So these right now are all instant build. Something's bugging out with those two. Don't worry about those two. These two are the ones that we're going to focus on. So they have this ghost mesh that's going on right now. And if I start to build it, that ghost mesh will actually start to fill in with the yellow until it finishes. And then it'll actually build in. That's how all of them work that are not instant build right now, which are most of the building materials are instant build except for these workbenches. but this one will also fill in. And these are actually customly put together. They're not custom made meshes or materials or anything, but they're placed into position and then put together as one static mesh so that they are able to build together like that. And then if we go in here into our workbench, we have Andy's wonderful crafting UI as again, but we have new ability for the crafting benches, and this works at all the crafting benches because they are dynamically filled now via data table, and we're able to dynamically put in there what categories we want. And so I can go into swords, and then it'll have the stone sword, the steel sword, iron sword, whatever this particular bench could make. And I can go into great swords and it'll do the same thing. Or I can go into the armor and I can choose by which piece I want to build and do that way. And if I want to go and I build a stone sword, I need obviously the materials over into my crafting. And I'll build it, and it'll actually build it out. We'll bring this back over here. Oh, that looks really cool in the thunderstorm. With the fire, with the torches and the workbench and everything. It looks really cool. Love it. So now we have the cooking fire. The cooking fire has its own tabs. For right now, all we have in here is cooked meat. So we're gonna make some cooked meat. Right now, it doesn't cost us anything to make. And whenever it pops up, grab it. And we got us some cooked meat now. For this sprint, we had a total of 333 total man hours for the entirety of the sprint, going from January 22nd to today, February 19th, with the expected man hours of 300. The reason for our success is that we had great planning and execution through our Jira board, our Scrum board, and then the excellent communication that we had with our burn-ups and burn-downs every week, as well as the ability to talk out difficulties that we would have throughout our sprint and being able to get over those hurdles very quickly. Also, if you would like to notice, we have a brand new icon, our correction logo, for our studio. For the Shadow and Intern Spotlight, we have Mr. Logan Wood, who is still our music engineer. He's doing lovely work with our music. He has quite a few things that are in the workshop right now, but not too much that we're willing to show right now, as it is not in its finished state, but he is working very diligently on it. Then we have Fernando, who is still working on our corrupted Alpha Wolf. As you can see here, the progression of how that is going, and it looks fantastic. He's almost done with it, and hopefully by the next time you see us in the showcase, you'll see this guy running around in the game and messing some stuff up. And then we have a new addition, Natalie Clark, who is what I like to describe as a MacGuffin designer. She has come in and she wants to create things that really draw the player to go and seek out these things. So right now she is tasked with reworking and revamping up the corruption system, and this is her first iteration of what it might look like. A root with an eye that is always rotating towards the player. It glows at night, and then it is having these tendrils and more organic like roots that go out and corrupt the things that are around it. And then you can see her first corruption prototype over in the bottom right hand corner. For our work timeline, we are still looking at April, May for finishing up all of the core game core loop and getting everything done in that regard, to the point to where we are actually able to start polishing things and ensuring that we have all the bug fixes that we need in place. And we're still pushing for a demo. We have not reached a consensus on when we want to do the demo yet, but we're going to be trying to push one out either late March, early April timeframe. And for our next sprint plans, we're going to push for more network functionality and get that complete. We're going to smooth out the biome and procedural generation to try and avoid as much lag as possible. Gonna have more unique enemy models, starting off with the wolves. Hopefully we'll have more by the end of next sprint. We'll see what goes on. The start of the skill system and actually get that implemented. Building updates to be able to have things like stone or thatched buildings. The weather system to match the biome weather with temperature and how that can affect the player. Music for all the biomes and game updated so that they are cohesive with what the game is supposed to feel like, and then hopefully at least some of the new corruption systems so that we can show that off. But that is all I have. If you have any questions, I am free to answer them. Otherwise, you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.